Today at Blue Water Marine, we're going to be changing the most common problem with the Minn Kota Ultrex, the steering sensor. We'll walk you step by step through the process of changing it. And the most common problem that you'll see when this goes out is that your motor won't steer one way, left or right. Typically it'll steer one way and not the other, but there is times that it'll mess up the whole steering. So we'll walk you step by step on how to change this. It's not a very hard process. The first step is removing the backing off of your Minn Kota Ultrex foot pedal. One way to diagnose this is pair the remote to the unit, and if it does steer with the remote, that is typically a really good sign that it is the steering motor. Not always true, but typically. So now, once we've got the back off, we are going to remove this pin. This pin holds the foot pedal to the base, and it will only knock out one way. As you can see there, that's the wider end. So the best way to do it is take your little hammer and take you a Phillips and get it started by. Some of them can be pretty tough. And then just and you'll remove that. Then what I like to do is lay that over like that. So as you can see, this sensor is different than what's on this board. And the reason is, it was roughly around 2021, Minn Kota had a lot of issues with this steering sensor. And as you can see, the wires are open. What would happen is moisture would build up and cause shorts. So as you can see on the new one, it is completely sealed, and that's an update. And be a good update if you, even if you're not having problems, because it's not if, it's when this one will go bad. So one thing I like to do, I did forget to do one thing, but you will need to remove this connection here, and you'll take a flat tip, kind of prise it. It can be tough. Some of them will come right out, and others you gotta fight. There we go. So you remove that connection. Should have done that before I removed the pedal, but that is another thing. You've got to be very careful that this goes back in just like that. So what I'll do is I'll pull that connection through. Then we're going to remove the steering sensor. And be very careful not to cut this. That's for your momentary switch. So what I'll do, what I always like to do, is I will go ahead and put them clips in. And you have 4 screws holding the steering sensor. completely removed. Then we'll go back the exact way. If you're gonna use a power tool, be very careful because you are looking at plastic. So got that. So then we will fasten it back. And with the steering sensor, you will get the zip tie. Just remember, you are wanting to have that run right through there. You'll run your wire back through. So at this point, it's best to always like to get it connected because it's a lot easier to put that pin back through. So you'll have to run that through. A lot of times you have to pop this board up because it goes up and under it. I can see my connection there, just gotta get it turned the right way. Sometimes you gotta get some slack. So we got it pulled through there. I will go ahead and connect it. Okay, we got that. So now, you got to be careful with this piece. This piece absolutely has to go back. It's slotted how it is. And then the button, that's what presses it's actually a magnet, tells that steering sensor to turn, that you've got pressure on it. So now that you've got that all secured, we will set the pedal on. Sometimes this can be a little tough. So one secret I like to do is take your screwdriver and run it back through there so it lines all that up. So now we should be lined up. Remember that corrugated part is your thicker part, so you got to go in with the smooth side. So what that does is that screwdriver lines up those holes so you can get that pin drove through. If not, the centerpiece wants to slide down and it's tough to get it back in there. So you've successfully installed the steering sensor. We just need to put our back on. Just always remember these two thicker screws. As you can see, they're a little thicker. They go to your control board. They hold your control board in place. Always start with them. Like I said, just be careful if you're using power tools, just snug. And you'll just install all your plate screws again. So that is how you change a Minn Kota Ultrex steering sensor. Like I said, it's the most common problem if you're having steering issues. It's not the only problem, but it is the most common you will see. Like I said, if you've got one with open wires and you fish a lot, it's probably a good thing to just go ahead and get that changed. It's not if, it's when. This will give you issues. Like and follow our page if you want more videos like this, and look in our comments section down below to purchase this steering sensor directly from our website. Thanks, have a great day.